Penyika asem se tetremampro nti nsem bia obeka ne den no ntentamfidie sa ho de nya de se ebeka se yewure befie na ene dey na Bonohene Baffour ewua ye century a odi ne dwuma ewo nkrampomponi mantamu na ofa audios aka nsem bi ede afa eye Asiedu Nketia Johnson ono ene NDC dwentreni NDC national chairman Nina ye way back 2024 before the election and sema ojina stage so kan ye se omunye tumi ne nipa be free woni ade kura no omuye okay nsem de enne Bonohene Baffour wua wa biebie so papa na emedu se mede manompo ebeka mepese wo gibre na yekutie na unim se enya nonko before 2024 general election no na ensema wo radio gold ni ade omokeka ai nanado danko akofado or high private jet dodo or bo mine car any ade na chese nei omo cases people percent na chese private jet anu high no na eboa because koko yusu military die ya ebia nanka sabre no yante asempa na so radio gold for share omo party and on personal interest edia tem kasa ma chese enei Bonohene will lose control totally. A review and yeme bia NDC kan ye no mo ye ne edu ye ne ebro man no and waka SCP people say entai nipa dunsie 16 efrim ya and also dan chen ya brain crash na che say ye tibi mpanyi se mo Ghana atiye enehwe asato ama Ghana ye ni edekotumo jem awuya ye tie Bonohene Baffour wensem de wasane bi de egu John Dramani mama Asiedu Nketia ni NDC niema omaya ene edu ye ne ebre Ghana no yenye bre na yenti na kire wadwen so e wo comment section wo emaye
bisa mampayi John Dramani mama ne NDC for se nya atwom ne fi he hwene akasa bisa mampayi John Dramani mama ene NDC for etumpan se sa nya atwom hypocrisy efri he Ghana ye nya atwom too much Ayamiya San Dr. Eduardo Manebuama Ani Mutala Muhammad and na me kancho say me na me chef fuguda me free me price buy nipa wodi kanto fuguma me eye honorable Mutala Muhammad na me for the currency ye
and we pay there no kan kulisi
ba no pray ba ko pe eye because of omuye ministers intia yensu omo ni ayi nefo am yensan si wo si ya de kai omo anase because of them
ne kan na da hodo
and yeah, because of Dentia, Mampayi John Dramani mama was in the Puami and Sano, or Kosedamu Kakra, Jenana Wopoku, 1 year Mamma Sa Mampaini. And Umatumasi, you didn't come over, Umatumasi,
and we pay there no can kulisi.
Yawo Kromano Bogu and Cross 16, Savior Church, and granted the no one unique 25 years. Take Commander Udino, accidental gram. Obianka Obianka J Yamfo Obianka Hospital ya mass body ya wobogu
hwene akasa
bisasa minister bitimi ko bisasa John Dramani mahama wotimi ko ho
eno na medwen ho amenti
bisasa Jena na opoku wotimi ko ho
etumpan
ya wo gender minister France na se wotimi ko ho
hwene akasa
bisasa regional minister wotimi ko ho enti sanya atwumo akire sayin nya atwumo yi akire sayin nipa wotwe wu Yesu of course omo ministers ye respect mo but enkra dunsia ewu ye asoman yentimi mo national governmental attention
say ya hote ban ebi ni pansa
ye komo no yentimi mo national governmental attention ya mo attention bia na bisawo se sa enkra dunsia no so amumo jaka from Ghana na sabe yentimi anya bibi asoman na ya nyama mre ni amane na moja kasa wa asase so a enye de behu ne hu
ne kan na da hodo
abane nko obogu
etumpan
country John Dramani mama onko obogu woni andisi fo no enkran dunsia a omuwu ye omumoja gu asase no so no won kwa busuya hono ne abusuya nkasa
etumpan
won chechire busuya re
hwene akasa
enye sa ba bi o my Ghana ye ko na ehu akwaba nyam na meka wo ba bia wo man ne kɔ no ehu sɛnea nipa wu accident ahodo a esie moja ehwie gu asase no so no ɛya
etumpan
yɛto ba wie nkyɛ abosome nso awahusam nko a wo accident wei ɛto da bia ya na mempɛsa me de bɛyɛ politics menti sɛnsɛm trofo ni bia obi wu wi a ne aba bonten na we na ku no na we na ku John Kuma wu ya MDC for
me need time to waste
nipa ne da fom wo yere wo busia yes eh MPP for poison no and we so nipa wo twe no mu yo ma ne bo amam no NDC for ne kuma mu ana
ne ka na da ho
ma me nya mass bi nkyerɛw and I believe in numbers
etumpan
akwaba I believe in numbers unim fomo a the American no betima say 2024 ballot paper yede to aba no na NDC omo da wotwe 8 on the ballot paper akwaba tien ko bana yedi ni yepa abusumi a ye wo mu a nipa wotwe afri mu a emu ba ya miensa de ye nim so mo ye NDC fo omo ye mpanyimfo no abusumi wotwe 8 months ni wuni 8 months na accident we see ye gabi anya sapre jaw man no
chimia kasa
akwaba no sero santin komo wo ya menu udi no
etumpan
akobo mu in the 8th month no nipa wotwe na san wu ye and to da bia nipa petumi a hard truth bitter truth me the respect mo wu no but tin komo no ye petumi ababi a ye tiri kono ya na doso ye petumi a baby a ye tiri kono ya na doso because to me pano e magnetic
adwin kase so da ya adwin keto anti
ye steve ye krom kasa enti e chew ntuba du wani babu enti unya tumi ni wie no wa ntimi ankwa ankoda asia agaba yesu masem
usre da wo de gi a ye de ba ma
and politics no a ye fa no kuntan tie politics na fa no kuntan ye kire ye ho no ye fa ko ba bia yenya ko bia se fa no se honto se kunto se hwan yo wono ya NDC presenter na ne kotena se mampai na nado sa charter flight odi tupan no enka wo tupan a wo bompaye se yankopon ma no ko boadiem na mampai na nado ngu yamo ni tape na tie
tos bebre enya plane crash asofo nyina binya plane crashes American sofo ba ko yi minim ni din mo ba kan about 3 years or 4 years ni erado wana na yere omo ko nya plane crash no mu ye yanka kra no na American superstar yo bo baseball yi Kobe Bryant won so ne ba fe a 17-year-old girl erado mu ko nya plane crash no mu ye erado na no Africa ya play me kwa sure no say nipa 150 cent and mu ye erade moja edi bim bebre hwere omo nkwa na plane crash erade boy na sa play we fu a emofom erade crash sa nipa no be sa crash sa play we crash okohan crash sa play we Ghana will lose nothing erade so claim this innocent weak claim
jaja na brofo kran ma yenya kwawo mani timi ko jina radio god so akwawo na wo kan no de mampai na na do amfa buo kura mampai ni don paye se sabi mprebiasa a whole president because of political expediency we kwatna flight mu na wo tupan na chartered flight a mampai na ko crash no wu yenya sami jamfi wo kroma ma ne koto nyom demonstration se yami nkum mampai na nado bo me ba sisi bo na me bisa no se politics ne de kohe ewiase afofodie tumi no ye de kohe
ne ka na da ho
eye vanity upon vanity
ana pe dia na ka no polisi
ye nyina ebeja mu pesa no ni kokrom kwa ye kokradie nu kwa ni ye ko amane bo amanya no akoi enye na onabu mutala bokoi enje to da bia politics no a ye no ani die kwan so enye nya politics ne se ye tan ye ho a contest of ideas politics a contest of ideas.
Etumpan.
Kawadwene nipa ne nkana dwene. Sa woni nipa no nya dwene a. Ababawa enye metan no menya nka wabu me kwabo no me kwatata no me mi akote na tum me kwaya na yaka kade ye de wiase ne kwahe. Omane bo amamu ye eho so. Manfo atwa sika sponsors wo so ye hotu show no. Ye de ye beauty of politics. Kawadwena men kamadwene yenko. Enti so obi ekosa tangent wey ewa amayosemu si ebe wishi nipa se nipa wu mampani mu ana ote akonwa so mampani na nado na mema ne nyini nche nko crash no wu a eden na beba yenso yeso ru nsa ba ko atunya so no na nan na aka ni nyina eba so eto de bia yenya hweyi kakra wo
reach your cherished listeners. I mean, my life in the Air Force, having been in there for a while and the past president of the Retired Air Force Officers Association, it's a sad situation. Extremely sad situation to leave your colleagues die carrying very important VIP passengers and to lose their lives. It's very sad. Extremely sad. I don't know, I'm not doing a PR for the Air Force, but I'm here on my own, my experience within the Air Force. Some of us were lucky to have been trained in Italy to fly jet fighters, and that's what I was doing. We were the first jet fighters south of the Sahara. We take this thing very serious, and also we are extremely sad. I think the Air Force will not be waiting for an official investigations. And this particular situation, I would say this is not the first time that the Air Force has lost a helicopter flying over a heavily dense populated area. One was about 25 years ago in Etiwa, when they were coming from Kumasi, weather was bad, and they lowered themselves and they hit a tree and killed all the passengers. Almost similar to what happened
In the Etiwa forest.
Etiwa forest.
This eastern region. Was it the helicopter that was involved in the medical evacuation?
Yes.
Okay. And all 5 on board died?
Yeah, they died, yes. They all died. The helicopter has to come down. Don't forget that. I brought this.
Yeah.
What gives the helicopter power to stay in the air are the rotors. And what gives the rotors the power is the engines. And honestly, I haven't come across that many pilots who like to take off and go and die. Suicidal tendencies. Maybe we can go back to the Second War, the Japanese kamikaze.
Yeah.
And not too long ago, there was one in the US, Egyptian or something who started saying prayers, and they thought psychologically he ditched the aircraft. But no pilot would like to take off and say, I'm going to die. That's one thing. How did the Air Force get involved? Normally, Air Force transports government officials from the president, or anytime they request for an aircraft, being a helicopter or being a fixed wing. It's our duty, and that's done in all countries. And I can tell viewers that the records of Ghana Air Force is pretty high. Our accident rate is very low.
The accident rate of the Ghana Air Force
is very low.
Yes.
And our reputation. And most of our pilots either locally trained or train abroad or go abroad to go and do some more courses. And normally, if a government needs a transportation by air, they will originate the request to the Air Force headquarters. And depending on the type of mission, the Air Force will now get the particular aircraft which can or suitable for that purpose. Now, when that request comes to the Air Force will send it to the station or the base and then to the squadron that will have the task to perform Accra, Kumasi, Accra, Tamale. It will be their duty to select the aircraft which is going to perform and the air crew. And the air crew will go. So the air crew, what happens, to go to work in the morning, afternoon, and then you are given the task order that you are to fly A, B, C to this situation. And in our country where our road system is very bad, they do a lot of transportation of VIPs on helicopters.
On the helicopters.
It's very sad this happened as an accident.
And we've seen even civilians as well. Sometimes the Air Force gives that support to civilians also to fly to. In fact, some of my colleagues have flown on some of these helicopters to cover stories, the Lubo border and so on. But on a typical day, as you indicated, you report you are chosen and told that you are flying ABCD. What are the protocols? What's the first few things you do before you get in there?
The protocol that you go through, first of all, you got a task order to fly VIPs or passengers from where to where. Aircraft is selected, pilots are selected to fly. So when, as aircrew, you go to near the aircraft you're going to fly, it's your duty to examine externally how the aircraft looks like or if there's anything wrong with it. Now, if you are satisfied and you go into the cockpit, you have what we call pre-start checks. You do your pre-start checks. If all the parameters in the in the console is okay, then you're allowed to start your engines. And after start, you also go back to check. This is not only to the Air Force, all aviation. After start, you also check your instruments. If they are all right, then you may call the control tower and tell them where you are going.
Right.
And then the height and the rest. Control tower too will relate to you the weather conditions. That's what they do. But in that particular case, the pilots were all qualified. The aircraft is qualified because it flies both morning, noon, and night.
I see. If you say the aircraft is qualified, what do you mean?
That means an all-weather aircraft.
The Z9?
Yes.
It's an all-weather aircraft?
All-weather, yes. I mean, it transports people in the night when the pilots cannot even see. They rely on their instruments.
So this is an aircraft that was equipped to fly even with the bad weather or not too good weather?
Yes. I mean, if the weather is so bad, and after you've been relayed to you, the captain, you're on board. If you think it's so bad, you just scrap the flight and wait for weather to clear. But I don't think the weather between here and Boasidade was so bad. I don't think so.
So, just because that's another narrative, I mean, the weather could have contributed. But then again, you say before they fly, they would get that information.
We get information and get clearance from the control tower to allow you to go to where you are going. You just don't get up and fly in the air. It's controlled all the time.
So you don't put any premium on bad weather as one of them?
I don't think so, because if Squadron leader must have been flying helicopters minimum about 10 to 12 years. His co-pilot maybe ran that for a few years. For him to be selected as a captain of VVIP flight, one of the best.
Yes.
One of the best, I think it's just an accident which happened. And planes fall all the time. It doesn't mean I'm not sympathizing with the dead. It hurts me. Because I also lost my colleagues like that, But what I think we could do or can be done is that you select a height. And the pilot will not select a height to fly over treetops. Treetops is when you are given specific, that go low and look for something. But for safety reasons,
you fly above the tree.
You fly above any obstacle because a map is there, the topography is there. So you select a height not to go and get into anything.
I see. But then the other narrative, in fact, some of the residents in this Baffour area that our correspondent spoke to say they saw this helicopter fly at a very low altitude. If that's to be considered or anything to go by, what would cause something like that?
For that to be considered, if it was flying, I said, you won't have any tree in Ghana here about 2,000 feet. Unless it's sitting on a mountain or something. But all these things are taken when you are preparing your height. you fly up to be approved by the control tower. You know, they saw the helicopter come low. What caused it to come low? This is the biggest issue.
So the biggest question is what caused it to come that low?
Yes. And they said they had ramming of the engine. It's a one-day stroke